Welcome to BD Daily Tech News Podcast, daily insights on technology and innovation. It's 2025, December 12th, and today's theme is simple. AI isn't just models anymore. It's infrastructure, regulation, and climate-scale bets.
So we're doing the full buffet. Data centers, AI agents, Apple getting side-eyed by regulators, and then solar geoengineering, which sounds like a feature update for the planet that absolutely did not ask for one.
First story, Oracle reportedly pushed back completion dates for some data centers it's developing for OpenAI to 2028 from 2027, according to people familiar with the work. That's not a one-quarter slip. That's a whole planning cycle.
A data center delay is like your meal prep arriving a year late. Technically, food still exists, but your whole fitness plan is now just vibes and emergency snacks.
Simple version of the tech, AI capacity isn't just more GPUs. It's power delivery, grid interconnects, cooling, networking, and the boring parts like permits and transformers. If any one of those is late, your shiny model roadmap becomes a wish list.
So when people say AI is just software, the reply is yes. And the software eats electricity like it's an all-you-can buffet with no social shame.
Why it matters for normal people and developers. Delays can translate into slower feature rollouts, tighter rate limits, or higher prices for heavy usage because compute becomes the bottleneck. Even if you never touch an API, it can show up as, why is this assistant suddenly slower at peak times?
Actionable takeaway. If your business workflow depends on one model provider, you're basically dating one restaurant. Cute until they close for renovations. Have a backup, second provider, smaller local models, or at least a degraded mode plan.
Story 2. Google launched its deepest AI research agent yet, and it happened the same day OpenAI dropped GPT-5.2. The key detail here is Google's move to let developers embed its deep research tool, based on Gemini 3 Pro, into their own apps.
Nothing says holiday spirit like two giants launching smarter homework machines on the same day. It's like Black Friday, but the doorbusters are PDFs.
Simple version of the tech, a research agent is basically a very fast intern that can search, read, summarize, and cite, except it can also confidently misunderstand things. The deep part is multi-step planning. It breaks a question into sub-questions, gathers sources, then synthesizes.
So it's an intern with unlimited caffeine and zero fear, which means you still need a manager. Congratulations, you're now managing an AI.
Why it matters, embedding research agents means the AI browser becomes a feature inside products, CRMs, IDEs, support tools. If it's done well, it saves hours. If it's done poorly, it manufactures plausible nonsense at scale, which is worse than being wrong one email at a time.
Actionable rules for listeners. 1. Demand citations you can click. 2. Ask it for what would change your mind. 3. Make it show its assumptions. If it can't, it's not research. It's fan fiction with footnotes.
Story 3. Apple is facing regulatory scrutiny in Switzerland over access to the iPhone's NFC chip. The Swiss Competition Commission says it's investigating whether Apple's terms for access could raise competition concerns, especially whether other payment apps can effectively compete with Apple Pay for contactless payments in shops.
NFC is that tiny tap-to-pay magic that makes you feel rich for 2 seconds while buying toothpaste. And now Switzerland is like, should only one app get the magic wand?
Simple version, NFC is the short-range radio that lets your phone emulate a card. If the platform owner controls who gets low-level access, they can shape the whole payments ecosystem, security, fees, user choice, and which wallets can exist at all.
For normal people, this is basically, will you ever get a default wallet setting that isn't Apple's? Because my phone currently treats switching wallets like I'm trying to jailbreak a toaster.
Final story, MIT Technology Review's The Download highlighted solar geoengineering startups getting serious. The idea is reflecting a small fraction of sunlight back into space to cool the planet. Technically plausible in theory, extremely complex in consequences. One startup, Stardust Solutions, reportedly raised a $60 million round, described as the largest known to date for a geoengineering startup.
Nothing relaxes me like startup plus planetary thermostat. Like, love the ambition. But also, I don't want Earth's weather running on a Series A runway.
Why it matters. This is governance before deployment. Even small experiments raise questions about monitoring, international consent, and who is accountable if regional rainfall patterns shift. The tech is not just particles or balloons. It's measurement, modeling, verification, and global coordination.
Actionable for listeners. Watch for standards and audits language. If a company can't explain how it measures impact, reports uncertainty, and stops safely, that's not climate tech. That's a press release with a cape.
Quick recap. AI is hitting physical constraints with data center timelines. Research agents are moving into apps and will reward good verification habits. Apple's NFC control is under fresh scrutiny, and geoengineering is shifting from theory into funded reality, meaning the policy layer has to catch up fast.
And your homework is build a plan B for AI tools, demand clickable sources, and remember that it's complicated is not a safety plan, especially when the sky is involved.
If this helped, subscribe, leave a rating, and share the episode. Tomorrow, we'll be back with more tech you can actually use, without pretending the infrastructure and rules don't exist.
And if your AI agent writes your year-end review, at least make it cite sources. See you next time.